All right, I've done this take a few times because of technical difficulties, but remember we got down to W equals 15 over 10, and what I was explaining was that you might be okay with just saying, W equals 1 1/2, because you have to reduce this. You have to find out what the mixed number form of this is, because you can't have an improper fraction in your answer. If the question specifically says, be sure to reduce, like, don't have improper fraction, don't have a numerator greater than a denominator, is probably a mixed number. If you don't have to do that kind of reduction, but you still need to reduce it, then you do need to figure out what this is in lowest terms. So, remember the greatest common factor of this would be a 5. And so you would divide the top by 5 and the bottom by 5. And so 15 divided by 5 leaves you with 3, 10 divided by 5 leaves you with 2. So one of these is going to be the answer your teacher is looking for. It's probably not this. So just be mindful of that. I'm going to use 3 over 2 to check our work, because instead of being a mixed number, it's all one fraction, and that just might be more convenient. On the left-hand side, I plugged in 3 divided by 2, where all the W's were. And another thing to remind you of is, like, this is multiplication. This isn't a mixed number. So just remember, when you multiply fractions, you have to imagine 2 divided by 1 is the equivalent of 2. You have to multiply 2. You have to multiply the numerators and the denominators. And then that's how I got 6 over 2. I did the same thing with the -7. I multiplied the numerators and the denominator. That's how I got -21 over 2. I added the like terms, so I added 1 to 8 to get 9. And then I subtracted 21 from 6. And again, here's your number line. If you have a 6 here and you're going to go 21 spaces this way, you're going to do that until you get to -15, because that's 21 spaces away from +6. I then put these fractions, I multiplied the 9 by 2 over 2 so that I could actually do some math with the fractions together. And so I found that the left-hand side has a value of 3 over 2. The right-hand side is where my video cut off. And so we can finish this work on the right-hand side. So I'm just rewriting the problem down. Move my toolbar out of the way. And more technical difficulties. Let's see if this works for us. Here we go. Let's finish this problem out. So I'm going to multiply across the top here, 9 over 2 minus 1 plus 6 over 2 minus 5. That's a 2. That's a 5. 9 plus 6 is 15. 2. -1 minus 5 is -6. And finally, if I multiply 6 by 2 over 2, then I can have a -12 over 2, so that I can do some math on these fractions. And I do arrive at 3 over 2. So the answers do check out. Take your time with these. This is a fair complexity level for the first chapter of intermediate algebra. If it's a little sticky for you, go back and do some beginning algebra to warm up because it's only going to continue to build on itself. Next video, distributive property.